Hi, this is Carol. I don't expect anybody to be on this. I don't know why I'm going live. I wasn't going to do this. I'm scared. And so is my dog. She's shaking. She's shaking because there was just a thunder. And she's just a little dog, and she doesn't know the thunder makes she's safe. And I guess I don't know any better either. I wasn't going to do this, but then I've never hid anything from you guys, so I just woke up. I've been awake. I've been asleep for the last 5 hours. I pace myself. I work. I sleep. I work. I sleep. And I had a freaking amazing day. I have all the energy to help people, but I'm still in shock. The first I heard I was dying, and I fought through that, and then my doctor called me last night. They finally did a brain scan on me because, I could tell there's something wrong. I just learned what worked for me. And what works for me is I pace myself, and I wake up and I'm full of energy. And I realized that there's something white on my brain. Or something, the brain scan they did on Saturday, it didn't come out normal, and I knew it wouldn't come out normal, but there's a difference between knowing and knowing. And uh, my church has been so supportive, but in the end, does it matter that I run a business and I'm doing a logo right now? I'm revamping my website, and God told me to say healing for humanity. And I know that's what I'm getting called to do my whole life, but God, I have been struggling my whole life. You guys don't know my story. Most people think if she looks normal, she looks pretty, she looks well put together. They don't know the horrific abuse I went through as a child, as a newborn. It never stopped until I moved out from my home. When I turned 17, I ran out of that house, and I never looked back because it was a miracle I survived that. I always thought I would die by the time I was 18. But when they told me that there was something on my brain, even though I've been telling them now since November 27th, I knew when I got the concussion, things changed. So I'm at a Kaiser. I'm back with my doctor who knows me and loves me, and she just knows me. I've known her 19 years. And right away, I said, just please do something about my brain. There's something wrong with it. And she got me a brain scan right away. And the brain scan didn't come back good. So I don't know what to do. I woke up because I went to sleep at 7. I'm having my schedule changed so I don't work late, go in late. I work less appointments. I'm doing all the due diligence because when I'm there for my client. But when she called me and said, "I don't want to scare you," she scared me. She scared me, and I wanted to just feel something, and I'm just now coming out. I don't know what I want to do anymore. Some of it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I'm running businesses and I'm pushing through to make a difference in the world, and I'm doing a logo and I'm rebranding, and it's Carol Rose Adkisson Healing for Humanity because God told me to do that. I'm not qualified to heal humanity. And I'm alone. I'm alone. It's just me and my dog and my cat. My kids have moved on. I see Mary Jo and Marissa on here, people I've known for years. I raised my kids. I've done a good job. Brian is getting his physics degree, and Miranda's getting her master's, and Dylan is in his sophomore year, and I did it as a single mom, and I did it, and I pushed, and I pushed. I've fought the great fight. I'm that age my dad died, and I don't want to, I'm not saying I will ever do anything. I'm just tired. I'm tired of fighting. I'm fighting to make a difference with my staff. I'm hiring people, and I'm fighting for prevention care because I get it. What we're doing isn't working, and I get it. But in the end, I've got piles of papers that need doing. I really don't have any. My kids aren't here. I have help through work, but I'm alone. And it's me, and I feel like I'm Elijah sitting in a cave and wanting to quit after battle after battle. I'm gonna get in my Bible, and I'm gonna look at that. My pastor's been doing a lot of sermons on Elijah and David. They both fought, and they fought, and they wanted to give up. They wanted to hide in a cave. That's where I believe David wrote his songs, the songs. And Elijah wanted to quit, and I feel like I understand them right now, because these 3 abscess teeth, most people don't survive that. They just don't. It was in my brain, in my blood. I'm trying to figure out right now, and right now it seems kind of purposeless, what happened to my business during this time, because it almost tanked. And because I wasn't working, I just stopped working, and I knew there was many days I had nothing to give, and ethically I walked away and just let my staff do what my staff does. But I could have died from my teeth, and I think what happened was I don't know, I'm not a doctor. My doctor said I could have MS or something. They don't know, they can't tell on the scan. And I think what happened is that I've been fighting through the poisons coming out of my body since those 3 teeth were taken, and it's been almost 4 weeks, I think. I don't have the pain the same. I can eat pretty normal. I don't know. But I could have died then. I remember in Kauai, I chose life. And then it was another battle. Yesterday, when my doctor called, it took me a little while to realize, what's my purpose anymore? Am I really supposed to heal humanity, or am I supposed to quit? I've taken care of my kids. I have my will done. I've had it done for a long time. I believe if I died, God would say, well done, good and faithful servant. I really have done everything I could to help humanity and the people in my life and just the person in my room and my kids. They're doing so well. They're graduating from college. I don't know. I'm reading a message. My son had sent me a message and he said, Mom, don't quit. Just don't quit. He's so grown up now. He's so mature. Like Brian. He gets it. Miranda gets it. Dylan gets it. I don't know that I get it anymore. I guess I just want to stop fighting. I've fought since I was born. And you guys have watched me inspire you. And I know the enemy wants to take me down. I know that. He tried physically. He's tried everything at me. He's thrown everything at me. And I didn't give up. I didn't give up. He's thrown every physical infirmity he could at me, and I didn't give up. So now he's going after my will. 2 relationships ended this week. One of them said, I'm sick of hearing about your concussion. Sure. I'm sick of hearing about your concussion. And it's not just a concussion. There's something in my brain. And they don't know what it is. And I really just think it's the infection, and it just needs to heal, and I'll feel better. And Joe knows as an entrepreneur, it's a battle. But when you hear that your brain doesn't work, or it works, but it's got a pace, and I've got to fight the battle. I've got to fight like Elijah. I don't want it anymore. I want to quit. And I didn't want to say that. And I don't even know what that means. I don't know what quitting means. I don't know. I just want to quit. My kids, everything is well taken care of. Does my business really matter? Can I really heal humanity? Is that really my calling? It's so arrogant. It just feels so arrogant. I'm just one small person, and I'm so tiny, and I'm getting tinier by the minute. I eat. I got my watermelon water. I'm still doing the self-care. I'm not quitting, but I want to quit. If that makes sense, that's Elijah in the cave. He wanted to quit, and God came to him and said, what are you doing hiding? So I'm not hiding. I don't think this is hiding. And I don't think that humanity doesn't struggle with this in the darkness. in their rooms. I can't tell you how many traumatized victims have told me they cry in their rooms and they hide it, and I don't hide it. And I look at that video from Kauai when I first heard I was dying, and I realized that it feels like that in a way, only hi Joyce. I just, this all stems from Daniel dying. It's changed my world. And right now I want to quit. And I know people love me. There's people on here that love me so much. But I'm alone with my dog and my cat. My kids are gone. I'm running this freaking monster of a business. I mean, by myself. Well, it's really by myself. I mean, I have a board. I have an amazing board from a nonprofit, but it's the entrepreneur that runs the business. And business just seems so unimportant right now. If I'm supposed to help heal humanity, it's not really business. I don't make anything. It's a calling. It's just a calling. I'm on the mission field, and I want to go on the mission field. I want to go to Uganda. I want to join Glenn Totten. I want to go with Norm Brinkley. I want to go with Gail and Danny. I want to go so much. And yet, I don't know if that will be able to happen. I would say no, not this year. Joyce, you got me through. You let me see Daniel's funeral. And Shakara is the only thing that is keeping me going right now. She never, ever lets go of me. Joyce, you were there. You were there when they were in my office. They were volunteering for me. We committed at the heart. Daniel was there. When he left, I left. And I know that that's not what Daniel wants. So I decided not to do that. And I was going to be the madre that he knew. But when I got the call from my doctor yesterday that my brain, there's a problem, I just wanted, I didn't know what I wanted. But tonight, a day later, about a day later, I'm just questioning so much. My kids are provided for. Everybody's provided for. And please don't hear me. I am not suicidal at all. At all. Not one little bit. I just don't know if business matters anymore. I don't know what matters. I guess I'm trying to figure that out. Because in the end, if I'm alone, I'm not alone, right? I'm not alone. God is with me. God is with me. God is with me. God is with me. He's never, ever, ever forsaken me. And he says, read Elijah. I hear him loud and clear. Just go in the Bible and read Elijah. And I'm going to. I promise you, my Bible is right here. My book. I just got a new journal. It's Footprints. I got it at Water of Life this weekend. Shakar helped me pick it out. We both knew what it was, and I picked out a new bookmark because I realized when I bought my new Bible I didn't have a bookmark, and it says joy. Just a few days ago I was at church and Gail was praying for my brain. Little did we know that No, I'm not alone. 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 God is forever, ever with me. And I thought the one that I didn't go hide took strength, but the truth is, this is probably the most courageous one I've done, because I'm showing all my clients that have told me they cry in their rooms and they want to give up, and they don't, and they stick with it. And that diagnosis of my brain does not identify me. I am processing this in front of you. It doesn't freaking identify me. And you know I will fight. They don't know what it is. Thank you, Joyce. I know, and hundreds and thousands of people watch these videos. I can't even pretend to know why. Except I know it takes courage. And since Daniel died, I was stripped of all need to hide. He gave me that. Daniel gave me a lot. He gave me so much in my life. And I was blessed to be his madre. And I am blessed because in the end, it's all that matters is my kids. And they are there trying to be there. They're all so young, 19, 21, 23. They're young. But they're there. They're talking to me late at night. They're doing their college. They're getting ready for finals. I'm a proud mom. I've raised 3 kids that are doing so well. Brian, who ran up and down the aisles, is getting his physics degree, and Miranda getting her master's, and Dylan isn't finishing his sophomore year, and he's going to graduate on time. I did that as a single mom. I really never had help with the kids. As any of you know from church, I did it myself. Thank you, Joyce. You watched me raise them. You were hands down the person that watched me. Brian was the first student at the school that walked in the door so I could work for you. And now he's getting his physics degree. And your daughter's amazing. She is there for me in those dark times too. And Jeff would be too. If he was here, he would be here too. Your kids are amazing too. I'll leave it this. I'm gonna go read Elijah. And I know how many people have cried and cried and cried. And Gail has been there through this whole time for me. She didn't have to be. Anybody who knows her knows. She's so busy. She's so busy. And I'm on her heart. Carol, just little Carol. Little Carol that is not so little anymore is on her heart. Because we meet at the heart and we meet at our humor. And right now we're meeting at fighting for my life. And I'm not going to quit. And my doggy's right here, and she's not scared anymore. She was scared of the storm, and I guess so was I. And thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe, for being there. I don't know what I'd do without you. I honestly, you've been there every week when the concussion happened. Every week in Kauai. How do you do that when you live in Australia? How? And Joyce, you were in Australia. I don't know if you still are. I know you were in Townsville and you were launching. Joyce in Australia. She said where Townsville is from her, where she's in Australia, she might as well fly here. Australia's a big darn place. Anyway, I didn't expect anybody to get on. I guess Australia's easy, huh, Joe? Um, I'm working on rebranding, and I know the enemy wants to stop me. He's tried every way. As you can see, I physically am. I've done really well. He just wants to scare me with the fact that there's something wrong with my brain. But I already knew that. Joe, I've told you that every week that we've talked. Oh, you're home now. I kind of thought so. Um, you know that my house is being remodeled to contend for our kids. I say that they're all in various stages of stupid, but I think humanity is in various stages of stupid. And I want to contend for my children because they're all having to fight this world that is instantaneous and it's enticing to quit, to not believe. And all my kids are in all various stages of that. And I'm in the battle with them for that. I don't judge them because I was in those same places. I was doing stupid things at their age, and I'm doing stupid things now. I mean, we all are one step away from another stupid decision. So here's my footprints. I bought my home because footprints was on the wall, and when Shakara and I saw that on the wall, no, Shakara wasn't there. Um, when I saw that on the wall in my house, I knew I was supposed to buy it. And when I saw this book, this journal, this prayer journal at Water of Life, I hands down knew the ocean is here, and footprints, and that's why I bought this house. And Shakara calls it a house of prayer, and Debbie says this was meant to be. I remodeled it for God. It's not my home. It's never been my home. And I know, Joyce, you've watched my home go through many different places, and my house is exquisite now because I remodeled it for God. And I'm finishing up the last of it. The healing room, what I call the healing room, it's kind of a Zen den, or however you want to say it. It's going to have lyrics. Joyce, I'm a singer, and I've got 2 guitars in my healing room, and I'm going to sing, and I'm going to put Carole King lyrics up, and I'm going to put my rocker chick up. Thank you. Isn't it beautiful? The new staircase is beautiful. I've designed every bit of this house. I'm a designer. I didn't know that. I'm going to sing, and I'm going to do the worship music. I would love you to be Skyped in to contend for Faith and those grandkids, those babies, all those babies. That Faith is such a wonderful mother. And we're going to contend. I want to bring in the Hicks. I want to bring in people that know them from all over that raised our kids together. And they're all in various stages, anywhere from their teens to their 30s, even some of the grandmothers to their 50s. God has told me to do this, and I guess processing through this, I know what my purpose is. My purpose, the business is one thing. The money's never mattered because it's the calling. So, hi Brenda. The calling is to have a home for you guys to contend for your children. And the house is almost done. I've got somebody that's going to fix the paint job. It kind of sucks. The boys who did my amazing remodel, they're not good at those details, and I know people that are. I kind of know people that do everything. And so I've already made a phone call. A wonderful Christian man who would love to see this at church. I talked to Mike at church, and we were talking about playing guitar together and singing together. There's nothing that brings me greater joy than singing. Joyce, do you even know that about me? Nothing that brings me greater joy. And you are the singer. You are the singer. You and Les are the singers. And I never really shared that. My daughter is an exquisite singer. My mother was a performer. I grew up with all the instruments. And I never owned. Thank you, Joyce. I just never owned that. Carole King, Joni Mitchell, JT, the Eagles. I'm going to put up Pink Floyd in my room because I'm a rocker chick. I'm just a rocker chick. And Joyce, I know you are too. I would join you and Les everywhere you go. Mary, oh my gosh. I can't believe how many people are awake. So, yes. That was the first time I got on stage after I had done the EMDR and realized that I wasn't afraid to be on stage. You know, I was saying on the worship team, I was never nervous. And I learned that. That was the first time when we sang those Christmas songs, Joyce. So this is my prayer journal, and this is my journal. I'm kind of moving things over because in 21 Days of Prayer with Water of Life, I started off with one journal, but I needed another one. And I need another one. I've gotten through a lot. When Jeff died, to be honest with you, Joyce, I laid on the couch for months crying. Because he was like Shakara. He would call me at the times that it's like he knew. He would know I'm falling apart. And I got to see him in heaven. He visited me in a dream. And I told you, I haven't seen Daniel. And I don't know why. But I remember that dream, and I told Faith, and Faith made me tell you and Les. And Brian had the courage to get up there with me during the eulogy. I was so proud of him. He was so young. Brian has done full on, I can't think of the word. He's done sermons. He's done sermons from the front of the church when we were at Journey. I know my kids' calling. They were raised with callings. Miranda is hands down always been a worship leader. Thank you, Joyce. It was a privilege. Jeff was a privilege. Daniel was a privilege. And I have been blessed to know so many people. And I know this is going on long. Please pray for my brain. Would you pray for my brain? It needs to be healed. It's time for me to get this message out to Christian groups. I'm on no Facebook Christian groups. I'm on healing groups. I'm on addiction groups. I'm on bariatric groups. I'm on hoarding groups. I have not gone out to the Christian world. And God says I'm a pastor. I know that. Full-on deliverance comes out of me when I touch people, because it's not me. I'm just a vessel. Through the 21 days of prayer, people got delivered and saved and healed. And that was because in my weakness, He is strong. I understand these kingdom principles. I was taught by Water of Life in a way that I took every class, Joyce, every single class, 3, 4, 5 times over. We were the DNA. All my kids were baptized there in the pool that they learned to swim in. And then Dylan was baptized in the first baptismal. And I know Water of Life's behind me. God keeps bringing me Water of Life people to work for me. Yesterday I got a call from somebody that knew Daniel that wants to work for me. There's no coincidences. God is amazing. 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 He will never forsake me. And as Elijah, hiding in the cave, just going through this, hi Patrick, going through this, I will never give up. And I guess that's what I needed to come to. My son, Brian, said, don't quit, Mom. And I won't quit. So I need prayer for my brain. Can you get the word out to pray for my brain? Please. I don't believe the lie of the enemy. The lie of the enemy is to be scared, to quit, because I'm relaunching Carol Rose Adkisson, Healing for Humanity. Who does that? Who does that? I'm not arrogant to think that I would be doing that. That's God doing that. God is just using me. It's His business. It's not mine. It's His. It's His house. It's not mine. It's His car. It's not mine. My children were on loan. And although they don't currently believe in Jesus as their Lord and Savior, they'll be back. I raised them well. They'll be back. And they have prayed for me during this time. But it's most concerned about my brain because I say I'm 90% back, and I really am. The last bit is sometimes I just struggle, and I don't know if that's the concussion or my doctor said the other day the chicken or the egg, and when she said that, it hit. My doctor's a Christian too, and that's why I've trusted her and believed in her all these years. And she told me the chicken or the egg, and I realized my teeth was going on the whole time, so the infection in my brain could have caused me to fall, and it could have been that actually caused the concussion. So the chicken or the egg, it doesn't really matter. Whatever came first. Thank you, Joyce. Joyce, I always felt I was invisible when I was with you, and it's funny how relationships change along the way. I ask for you to forgive me because I held unforgiveness. I haven't in a long time, but I ask you to forgive me because any unforgiveness in my heart that was even from the past, I didn't know why I was invisible. I think God does that to protect us. And so I ask for your forgiveness. And I thank you for giving me that opportunity for my kids to be raised down the hall from me, and for me to get to be the mom. I wasn't going to let anybody raise my kids, and you let me do that. And I thank you so much. and your son was there for me, and your daughter is there for me. I'm unworthy. Thank you. So with that said, I'm going to take out my Bible, my new friggin' big print Bible, and there's my humor coming back. I had to get a big print Bible because I realized my other Bible, I stopped reading it because I've got old eyes. I don't feel old, and I bet Joyce you don't either, because we're young souls. We're rocker chicks and we're young souls, and we're singers. And I'm going to read Elijah, and I'm going to read about him being in the cave, and God saying, "Why are you hiding? You don't need to hide. I know you've been battling, and you've been battling, and you've been battling, and I'm there for you." Because those battles were his battles, those were God's battles, and Elijah was the vessel. And it's not time for me to go. I've only just begun, I know that. And so it's time to heal my brain. Gail prayed for me this weekend, and many, many people have prayed for me. Shakara is praying for me every day. Debbie's praying for me every day. And the more people, all the people that were in 21 days of prayer, I know that God puts it on their heart, but I think it needs to get out to the world, because people need to know that prayer works. It really, 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 really. Ah, I was your twin. You reminded me. I had the badge that said, "I'm not Joyce," because we look the same. Oh, that's a memory. I know, people thought I was you all the time. Thank you. Wow, thank you. You're right. But will you accept my apology? Because you don't know that I held unforgiveness. Because that was in my head, and that was the enemy trying to still kill and destroy. And it didn't work, did it? Because you were there for me when Daniel died, and I was there for you as much as I could when Jeff died. We meet at the mother. I was there watching Faith grow up, and you were there watching my kids grow up. Thank you, Joyce. Thank you. You've just freed me up from something really big that you probably don't even know. And I thank you. And I'm a missionary, and I am a pastor. And we're going to be contending for our kids in this house. This beautiful, beautiful house of prayer. Humans are not perfect. We all sin and fall short of the God of we fall short of God every day, every day, every day. That's humanity. That's why healing for humanity is what God told me to put, because we're all imperfect, all of us. Jesus was the only perfect one. This is I put this in until I got my bookmark. This is my Kauai ticket. Thank you. I remember my ex-husband talking to you, and he said, "Our little Carol," like I don't talk to Todd. He's not safe for me, but he told me about that conversation he had with you and Les, and I pushed through. I don't give up. And thank you. I'm not amazing. God is amazing. I'm a warrior. I'm a warrior, and I know how to put on the armor. I learned that at Water of Life. I put on my armor of God, my helmet of salvation, my breastplate of righteousness, my belt of truth, my shoes of peace, my sword of the Spirit, my shield of faith. And I ask the Lord to bring it up to my standard of the battle worthiness in Jesus' name. Amen. And I remember I didn't say that yesterday because I was working long hours, and I'm a warrior. I learned to do deliverance. I learned it from Water of Life. I've been involved with so many deliverances. I couldn't even say. It's at my DNA, and I'm going to listen to Elijah. I'm going to read it, and I guess it's time I join Christian groups. If you have any recommendations, I've never done this. Why? I don't know. I lead with my Christian. I am a Christian. I'm a Christian therapist. I'm a Christian. I'm fully Christian and fully Jewish. That's why Joe said, I'm Esther. I am Esther, born for a time such as this, to tell the truth, to transform a generation. And Esther said, save my people. And my people are now humanity. It's not just the Jews, it's humanity. Please save my people. I ask God to save my people. And that's our people. They are hiding in their rooms and crying and hurting and traumatized. And I get to help them, and it's the privilege. And I guess I realize why I do my business. Okay, I got it. I needed to do this to figure this out. This took the biggest courage of my life, because a lie of the enemy is that I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing. And he's the liar. And he is the father of lies. And with that said, please get this message out to Christian groups. I don't pretend to know. That's where my brain struggles around, like those, the newer concept, the older concepts. I know. You know what you know. I love you guys. Thank you, Joyce. Thank you. You healed me today. Please tell Faith I said hi. She was asking how I was doing because she saw the kawaii. She's busy with those kids. She's raising all those kids just like I was all those years ago. And I'm going to go sleep now too, after I read Elijah. Good night, and be blessed.